Alhamdulillah, 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 Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, so I needed some house shoes. My auntie who used to crochet, and she was a tailoress. She could cook, bake, grow plants, all kinds of stuff. She was really dope. I really, I don't know, when somebody is around you all the time, from the time when you're little, you might not appreciate what a valuable resource that person is. Like, let me think. Oh, she made my prom dress. I saw a picture in the Ebony Fashion Fair, and I said, "It's the dress I want to wear to prom, but I want it in a different color." And she made it for me. She was like really dope, and everything she could do, I could do now. And it's crazy because she's my auntie. And she has a daughter who can do everything she can do too, but I don't think she enjoys it as much as I do. Like, she probably can crochet, but I don't think she does. I know she sews, but I don't know the creativity aspect of it. But anyway, once she made me some house shoes, and I was like, oh my god, you actually crochet me some house shoes, and it was just like really dope. But after that, I either outgrew them or wore them out, and I asked her to make me some more. And it's like, we're all up from slavery, right? So if you have not progressed or evolved beyond that mentality, then you still in Christianity, and you treat each other like the slave master treated us, and that's all so even if you wanted to not act like that, you don't know how, right? So I don't think she intentionally didn't make me some more house shoes. I think if she's like me, and she probably wanted me to make my own, because I was always up under her. Can you help me make this? Help me make that, and that's how I learned, just by being around her. I would just watch, I'm just there. We both at her mother's house, and she's making an Afghan, and I don't know, just there. So I'm sitting next to her, watching her, fascinated. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, if I kept asking her, make me some more, can you make me some more house shoes, please? Can you make me some more? And she never did, but she never said no. She never said anything, but I think she wanted to say, I would like you to learn how to make them yourself. She wanted me to say, show me how to make my own house shoes, but she didn't know how to say it. What she had been indoctrinated with is a slave master, make your own. You know what I mean? And that would have come off not the way she intended it. So years later, she passed in like 96, I think. The day after Christmas, they pulled the plug on her. And I don't really want to go into it. I just like to think about the positive way. I made my own house shoes, and whenever you make something that requires you to make two of them, like house shoes or sleeves or something like that, it's a challenge. Because you feel that sense of accomplishment when you finish one, but now you got to finish another one because this one's not really finished. So as usual, I'm like my aunt, I would like you to be able to make your own. And it's really, really simple. You can crochet a chain and the next line you can make these because it's really just one square that I connected the sides right here. I got another video showing how to do that, but you just crochet through the two sides and wrap it around and go through each loop together instead of just one. And then you get a little seam, and then I did the back part. I folded up the back part into this. And then the front, I just took this part, smashed it down, and then crocheted across there. And then you got a shoe. Show you what it looks like when I put it on, because my foot was cold. It's hot in the day, but at nighttime it's cold. So I put on one. Her mother told me, I don't know, at my house it was different than at my grandmother's house, so I might feel self-conscious going in the refrigerator getting something, but she was like, food is for eating. Don't ever feel like that. You know, you hungry, that's what it's for. So yeah, that's your grandmother. So that's how you make your own house shoes. And I'm thinking, I think about, I like to have ease and like slippers and just slip them on. But if my ankles, I think about my ankles might get cold, but I was thinking about using another color. And also I was thinking later when I crochet the seams together, it would be cool if the seams were in a different color or something, just to jazz it up a little bit. And I still might, I don't know, because it's gonna affect the ease at which I slip them on and slip them off. Because I'm gonna just take them off real easy. Like Muslims, most wear sandals because when you go into masjid, when you go over home somebody's house, when you go home, you take off your shoes. You don't want to have some knee-length buckle and lace-up boots that you're gonna have to take off 5 times a day when you go pray. It gets cumbersome, so we like to slip them off easy. But if I crochet like something around here and make them more like boots, I could do that, and you can do that. I was thinking about pink, but yeah. Anyway, that's like my skate park's going now. I'm just happy I finished them. It took me about 3 days, and when I'm working on something for myself, it's like when I was making a bag for myself, this brother was like, how much you want for that bag? And I was like, bro, this is for me, this is mine. And he was like, I know, but I like it, and how much would you do? I ended up selling it to him. So I was thinking about that all while I was making these, because like I crochet wherever I am. If I'm at the bus stop, I'll put out, oh look, I went to the art store because I saw in their mailer that they sell these like little packages, and like I'm homeless, right? So and also, I don't know, just like if I'm at the bus stop and I'm crocheting, I'll put these out, so like when people see me crocheting then they was like, oh my God, and I just do that and crochet. You know what I mean? And that's, one way you can, I don't know. I always wanted to, like, be an entrepreneur, but it takes a certain mentality, takes a lot of faith, some strategy, and but that's one strategy you could do. If you crochet, if you make stuff, just like, and also the bus, the train, that's a good place to hustle. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people, a lot of different people, tourists might want a souvenir or something, because like I'm on an island, so I just like, for some reason they like Jamaica here. I like this kind of stuff, aloha, but the people here, all you hear on the radio mostly is reggae, so I'm like, okay, it's an island, I could kind of see how you could get like that. Plus, I think Damien, Bob Marley's brother, lives here. I ran into, I think, Peter Tosh's sister. But yeah, so Jamaica, and I'm like, in our lessons, the messenger is always like, you gotta do something for yourself. Don't work for the white man. I got that part. But to take care of yourself, that he doesn't really come out and say it because he wants us to be a nation and to pull our talents, our resources, and unite, and and he died like 50 years ago, I think. Like this year was 50 years since he died, and it's very challenging. It's a challenge to try and do what he wanted us to do. I have ideological differences, but I'm trying to do what I can. So to do something for yourself, I have lots of ideas and ways to make money, but to actually implement it and do it, it takes, perseverance. You gotta stick with it. A business can be successful. Like when I first came out with these skate park scullies, it like jumped off, like, oh, sick, But then it's like dwindles, the fire dwindles. Right now the Jets are really, like making a resurgence. Oh my God, Sean from Boys to Men. During the corona, a lot of entertainers couldn't perform, because it's a crowd. You can't be in a crowd. So what am I gonna do? A lot of people wrote books. He picked up a guitar, and oh my God, he's a natural musician. They always put Wanye up in the front, but they all just like mind-blowingly talented, but he's like super talented, but like okay with being super talented and letting somebody else get the shine. You know what I mean? Because harmonizing is way much more difficult than singing a melody. If you sing it back up, sometimes that's what makes the whole group, like Macy Gray, for one. She cannot sing. The only reason why she was successful is because, like, if I'm a musician, I play the guitar, but I want to make money, I need somebody to put in front so that the majority of people can be like watching her while we all in the back, like making it sound good. You watching her, but you hearing something totally different. Just like Back to the Jensen song, You Got It All. The video has nothing to do with the song. I send it to my children because she's like, but Sean, he was like, I grew up listening to you guys, and they were like 12. The girl who sang that song was 12. She's singing about this dude who helped her get away from somebody who was mistreating her. That's what that song is about. And she's like reassuring him, I don't like him. I like you. You saved me from him. And she's 12. Oh my God. They talk about the difficulty she had in making it believable, and they told her to sing about a puppy, and that song is just so beautiful, just the message in it and the lyrics. My favorite line is, it goes, I gotta sing, you got it all over him, you got it all over him, you heard me call and went out on a limb, and you're all that he's not. Just look what I got, you got it all over him. I sing that to my children. Yep, that's how I feel. They got it all over him. That look what I've got. You came and shined a light when he used to bring me clouds. You came one night. That's why, to me, they got this whole background. But sometimes people just do that to hype the song up. Let's say make up a story so make you more acceptable to general public. So we're gonna make up this whole thing, and it has nothing. That song is about your children. Somebody got burnt, but they got the child out of it, and the child got so much more over him. And to me, that's just so many people. It's kind of like thanks for my child, you know, but you thanking the child. Thank you for saving me from him. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is. I was just saying they making a comeback, and they like from the island and all that. But anyway, make your own shoes. I was watching one of my videos, and I was thinking the story. So many stories that I begin have a totally different ending than what it's supposed to have, or what I was trying to say. And I think about this poetry spoken word spot I used to go to. It was so lit, and I one of the hosts, the MC, was talking about this commercial on. It was about Mountain Dew Red. Okay, you say I love red stuff, and I love that commercial. So he's telling the crowd, but he didn't even have to get to the good part. Of course, I'm disappointed because I like the commercial, but it's so good that you can stop right here. That's good, because when you MC, that's a master, okay, of ceremony. So you got to be able to know when too much is too much. It might not have gone over as well as the actual commercial, but he was like telling people about it. I thought it was really cool. And so when my stories don't have the ending that I had intended, I'm like, it's still something you could get out of it, like the Jets and that beautiful song. And Sean talking about that they made him want to be able to write like that. But if you haven't seen the show, it's called On That Note.